Hey, turn me up just a little bit. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Can I talk to you? Yeah. Can I share with you? Yeah. Something personal. Yeah. Where I've been, what I've done, who I am.
Hey, we got Anthony Lofties from Tennessee. Hi, Anthony. Woo!
What's going on, everyone? Welcome in. Go ahead and come on in the room. Hey, Sean. Hey, Auntie Marcella. Hey, Shamika. How y'all doing? All right, now let's go ahead and get into this video because I'm not going to be up here that long, but I do have a few things to say. Okay, everything on this channel, everything on this video is alleged for entertainment purposes only. You all know what to do. Follow me on my social media platforms. Also, you can become a member right now. My book, I Get Bullied Too, I'm telling, is available right now. Also, my album is available on all digital platforms, so make sure you go ahead and stream that. Also, if you're looking for a smile makeover, hit up Dr. Roger Cooper. Use promotion code AL23 and you get 30% off. Love and Marriage Huntsville is back. I'm glad. Thank you, everyone that tuned in this past weekend, this past Saturday. And make sure you go watch the amazing content creators who reviewed the show. Thank you to everyone who tuned in to the winner is, what Ariana Curry pressed charges, district attorney decision. Ain't you tired, Miss Mamas? I need to go. Let me go and take them now. And to be a threat or not to be a threat, that is the question. Who doxing? Are you lying on the clerks? Love and Marriage Huntsville. And today is live. The question is. Now, I see y'all coming to the chat. Hey, Auntie Rita. Hey, Brittany. Hey, BK Lakeisha. Hey, Auntie Gwen. Delicious, how you doing? Dr. S, Kim, KJ. I see y'all in here. Auntie Michelle, Tanya. Miss Kitchens, how you doing, love? All right. Now, I know we got 45 people watching. Hey, Jacqueline, how you doing? Now, I just finished watching the video with It Was Giving You the Real Tea. And he let Scotty by Nature come up there. He let brown skin girl. I think that was brown skin girl. I think that was her. And he let When Tay Talk come up there. This is one of those situations. Hey, Prosperity Thinker, beautiful traveler, Linda. This is one of those situations where, have you ever gone through something you had to really just stop yourself and check your own self, be like, hold on now. Hold up. I'm a firm believer. I've always said I don't believe in public humiliation and private apologies. And I remember the previous, yeah, I'm getting choked up on this Red Bull. Oh my gosh, hold on for a second. Oh. Okay, I'm back. Oh, had to cough. But yeah, I was on a previous live and I was basically saying in the chat, I was like, I feels no ways tied, hashtag karma. Nope, I'm enjoying everything in my popcorn, but with the kind of heart that I got, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And if y'all thought I was gonna get up here, go off on When Tay Talk, call her out, her name, any other content creator who was involved, I'm not, because it's not even that type of lie. But at the same time, I do feel bad for the situation because when it's all said and done, I'm man enough to sit up here and say she didn't do anything wrong. And keep in mind, I'm listening to both sides, and at the same time, I'm trying to figure out like, what are they talking about? She wasn't being messy during that situation. She really wasn't. And so when we was in the chat, When Tay Talk, you asked me this question. You said, when were you attacked? I'm pretty sure you meant WERE. But I talk with a list, so girl, I can't really say too much about people's grammar. I guess you just had a teacher moment. I guess. When were you attacked? All right. Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to stay away. I see the comments right here. And I've been saying the same thing, and it was all good when you were being targeted every day. Karma just spent the block, and you right about that, Big K Lakeisha. But at the same time, I don't want to enjoy it because I remember the question is when was I attacked? Okay, so let's answer that question for a second. When was I attacked? Let's start with the content creator who put the first frivolous lawsuit against me, then added another blogger in a different state in Virginia. Remember, the content creator said who lied, saying that we were calling her phone, trying to access her bank records, supposedly wish death on her or something like that. Attack out of nowhere. So they filed a frivolous lawsuit against me and another blogger. Okay, let's talk about the Cake Gate situation. You remember the person that was saying someone said that she deserved to be SA'd by her father or she wanted to be or whatever, which that was never said out of my mouth, never said on my channel, but it didn't stop people from running with it to make it something that it really wasn't. All right. And how many multiple videos were created to allow a person to do an interview to keep on spreading those lies? But on my end, I filed a defamation lawsuit, but they kept on running from being served. You remember the cease and desist letter that same individual received, where you and your one of the other gospel girls called, and I did that live saying y'all need to like remove that live because Florida is considered a one consent state, and that attorney in that law firm was in Florida, and it was against the law to record the situation. Do we remember that? Let's keep it going. Somebody accused of trying to infiltrate account that many people went along with that made multiple videos. Accused somebody accused me of basically supposing to try to serve somebody while they having some type of event, and I'm not even in Alabama. I'm literally at my house trying to feel like what the world is going on. What y'all talking about? I'm not even there. How could I be trying to serve somebody? All right. Someone inciting people to call my job. Remember that? Remember the same person that uploaded their manager say if you live in Tennessee, you're a mandated reporter. Children should be taken seriously. You should report abuse, and the person don't even work with kids. Do y'all remember that? Is that not being a tech of inciting people to do something when ain't nobody sit up there? Let's call on and tell them to remove. Ain't nobody did that. All right. People calling businesses that I'm promoting on my platform. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the contract that was lost because of that. Let's talk about some of the subscribers and people leaving fake reviews to act like they really got something, which I can't agree with you. That cookie was hard as hell. It was a hockey puck, and I said that. I've always said, I'm like, girl, these cookies too damn hard. I'm like, it's a hockey puck. Like, stop it. But just saying, but them caramel puffs was fire. Y'all can't lie about that. They were good. Anyway, let's move on. The fake reviews, accusing someone of accessing their medical records. We know who said that. The same person that basically let people come up on their live bullying you for the what second or third time or whatever. Wasn't that the same individual who set up here and said that accusing a CEO of $1 million company of giving people's customer information out that wasn't even true? Let's keep it going. Let's not forget someone buying a domain or my domain that has my name on it, right? Let's not forget that. Um, accused Somebody accused me of working with Carlos King. Somebody accused me of working with the Scots. Accused me of trying to sleep with someone's employee. Accused of having childhood trauma. Now that's recent now. Because somebody quote unquote said they read my mother's book. You mean you read my stepmother's book? Sweetheart, once again, you don't know what you're talking about. People who just come up here saying shit. Now, y'all, if I'm not mistaken, on that live, we'll give you the real tea. There was a conversation, I think, I forgot which female said it, but they was like, that defamation is real. Yes, the defamation is real. Let's keep it going. Accused of hating black women, accused of hating women in general, accused of wanting to be a woman, accused of supposedly having something in my blood. Remember that? Remember that recording that was somewhat released of somebody basically trying to accuse me? Well, you got some. I'm like, well, I know that ain't true, so I ain't worried about that. Um, accused of having hold on. I mean, that's what I stopped at so far. All right. So let's talk about being attacked, okay?
One by one. You sure? I believe in sending out warnings.
Does that ring a bell?
Before I fire and take you out. I believe in sending out warnings before I fire to take you out. And I'm going to take you out. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to take you out, Stormy. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to take you out, Anthony. I'm going to take you out. I done called up every fucking favor, and I want you to know I'm coming. I can call names. I can go down the list who I'm taking out, but I'm going to be quiet like a sniper, one by one. You know my roots run deep in the healthcare industry. You know the company. You know it. Sure.
Does that kind of ring a bell? So did people just forget for the past not 1 year, 2 years, baby? Y'all got that. I feel like y'all got the appetizer, got a piece of the appetizer. Bitch, I said, bitch, and I say that with love, not trying to call you like, hell, I got the whole damn franchise. I got the whole 5-course meal with everything. So when was I attacked? Let's talk about it. And please, people, don't hit me with, you talked about her mama. There's a reason. There's always, I'm not just doing something just to do it. There's always a reaction. Why? Who got on their platform calling people, calling the aunties or calling them crackheads? Who accused me of calling, who was trying to spread that lie saying that, oh, he called Marita a crackhead. I'm like, huh? When? Please show it. Let's not forget this. Wasn't somebody just accused of supposedly trying to contact somebody's mother via Facebook? Ain't that the story that the other blogger ran with? And giving you the real tea, basically sit up there and say, y'all, it's a lie. It's not true. I'm looking right at it. This boy ain't never reached out to this boy mama. So let's not forget, we don't talk about content creators on this channel, but I'm gonna let y'all talk about Benny. It's okay for y'all to talk about Benny. Not trying to bring PBE up, because me and PBE cool. But at the same time, remember all those attacks? Remember somebody was putting out, oh, he got a criminal record. He some type of drug charge. I'm like, huh? How can I have a drug charge and not work in the healthcare in the medical field? That doesn't make sense. But me and PBE, we good now. I'm still trying to figure it out. So when was I attacked? I think that's just a long list. And on top of that, let's do we need to play this right here? Where is it?
I'm glad you mentioned the paper trail. So yes, send as many emails as you want to. Make as many phone calls as you want to, because that also creates paper trail. And that's what we're on right now. It's all
the same person inciting stuff to call and telling people to mandated reporters call his job. We can make the phone calls tomorrow. What content creator got on their platform say I was the first one that made a phone call? The same person who telling people to call, make as many calls as you want, make as many emails as you want, to call the magistrate. Are you stupid? Are you pretty much promoting or inciting people to call the magistrate just because the person you didn't get what you want? Hey, to be honest, I kind of felt bad for the situation. I'm like, she really didn't do anything, and I'm like, I can see that with my glasses. No, I can my far side and this side and watch shit. That's all I'm saying. The same person who would, if anybody know this number, ever had a conversation with this number, know the had a text message from this number, I got $2,000 for you. And I really hate to bring this woman up, but if y'all don't think about Kiki Jabbar in this situation, something wrong. Something is wrong. Y'all remember Kiki Jabbar? What did she say? I have to do this because she want me to go live. I don't want to make Anthony look like he's a liar, because he's not lying. If it was so easy for a person to do something like that, I don't even know what made y'all even think that y'all was gonna be like real cool like that. You should have felt like you wasn't cool when you got that $99 super chat. When the other person got 499. That's what I would have been looking like. Hold on now. How is it okay that I only get $99 and they get 499? What's the difference? I'm going twice as hard as the other person. All of y'all have to be honest. And what about Journey to Jasmine? Y'all remember that situation, right? And you right when Tay talk. This is definitely not the first time. Definitely not the first time they dogged you out on that platform. Was it right? It wasn't. But at the same time, how many people been dogging me out for a lot of stuff that's not even true? Lies for what? Baby, I ain't beefing with nobody, but the question was asked, when was I attacked? I wish you the best. Remember when I was close on the edge of Auntie Rita and them? I was so close to unaliving myself, and there was somewhat of a joke that was made. But then you had to come back and basically put the suicide number up if a person is going through something like this or whatever. We don't want to wish that on nobody. Just saying. Now everybody want to get on her. People stop bullying me. Stop doing the da da da. Huh? Have I not been bullied for the past what? Well, not 1, 2 years. But it's a problem when people start getting their own stuff back. That's all I'm saying. People been looking up people background checks for what? Hey, the Dairy Talk Show. Hey, love. I'm glad you are still here. I am too. Because imagine somebody really playing with your livelihood to the point where they got some false. At this point, it's no longer innocent till proven guilty. It's guilty till proven innocent. And by the time you prove that you're innocent, it don't even matter because the social media done ran with the guilty part so fast they don't even care if you are innocent. I'm really trying to debate if I really want to put that link down here to let people come up. And if you do come up, I don't think I ask y'all just be respectful because it's not one of them lives where I'm just here or I want people here to bash a person. If you feel like your response is going to be somewhat of a trigger of not giving an F, or it seems like it could hurt, just stay off. That's just out of respect. Look where you are now. Ain't nobody bullying her but their meters. I'm like, you can't win for losing. And I hope at this point, like people move forward and choose yourself. Have I always said that they need your platform? They need you more than you need them. I've always said that. Right is right, wrong is wrong. We may not be cool like that, but at the same time, I can sit up here and say, she didn't do nothing wrong. That's what I hate. They pick and choose when things are wrong, depending on who's involved. Glad to see her pop your sheet. Oh, remember when you were accused of stalking? Exactly. Now I'm receiving apologies in my DMs from multiple people. I'm like, it's cool. I appreciate it. No reason for me to put no names out there because that's between us. What's the source? Why are they mad at Tay? I mean, you just have to go over there and watch them. Love. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Uh, I pray you that when you get triggered, that you just pray your way out. It or call someone. Trust me, baby, we good now. The aunties got me straight. Trust me. Um, I'll put this right here. Oh shoot, because I didn't get that right here. Come on now. All right, there we go. Big facts. All right, nephew has been through the fire and he had weathered the storm. Anthony Lofties, I appreciate that, Auntie. I did put the link down there just in case if somebody do want to come up and have a few words. She, what in the world is going on now? Baby, you had to catch up. It's been a whole lot going on. Hey, dearie. How you doing, love?
Hey, handsome. How are you?
I'm good.
I just wanted to come up. I'm not going to be on here long. I'm going to go back in the chat. I just wanted to come up and give you some positive words that you have been through the fire, the storm, and you're only as strong as your next situation. Regardless of what happens, you have me. I know I'm a newcomer, but I've been in the bushes for some years. And I am extremely, extremely proud of you. I mean, I love your music. My husband does as well. We both love it. And I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you, regardless of what goes on. When you feel something coming your way, you got Mama Maritha, Marcella. Anytime you need even me, just reach out. Even though you don't never go on Instagram and answer your messages. But I just wanted to come up here and tell you I'm extremely proud of the man that you are, where you're going. And I see now why you kind of stay off sometimes, because you move in silence. And I just want to tell you I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome. And I'm going back down in the chat.
Okay, Auntie Rita, go ahead.
You know, we talked earlier. You know what my feelings are towards all of it. And I had to question myself, and I had to question my walk on this journey that I'm on. And I also had to realize that I am human. And I am a person that know who I am. And I'm a person that know whose I am.
True.
And I don't try to justify my feelings about anything, because it is what it is. And that's all that it is. I'm a very empathetic person. I'm a very compassionate person. I'm a very loving person. And when I say I am a friend to a person.
Yep.
And only whatever a person know about me, they know it because I put it out there. They don't know it because they saw it. They know it because I said it. And I believe what the word says. You reap what you sow. So we have a time of reaping and we have a time of sowing. I cannot be empathetic. I cannot be sympathetic. The compassion is not there. You know, we talked about it because you were attacked because of one person making a social media tour talking about a cake. You were attacked for that. That was one. Then you got attacked again. You didn't even say what person it was. All you said was, if if somebody did something wrong, would you hold them accountable for being wrong? And
I said her name. I said her name.
Okay. You said the name, but what I'm saying is, all you did was just asked a question. And what was wrong with asking a question? Then me, Mildred, the old ladies, getting you they check, dogging. I'm glad to be an old lady. Because some of my friends didn't make it.
Auntie Rita, do me a favor and take over. I need to check the front right quick, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Some
Thank
of my
Auntie.
friends, hey, some of my friends didn't make it. So I'm proud to be the age that I am. And like I said, I'm a compassionate person, but at this point, I have no compassion. And I'm going to stick with you reap what you sow, and it's reaping time. It is reaping time. Go ahead, Kosha.
Hold on. Wait a minute. The kids is just coming in. Hold on.
So until Kosha come back, I'm just, I really don't like to see people go through
And why you
things.
saying my name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
It's all
said
right. It's
what
all
I
right, Auntie.
said.
It's all right, Auntie.
I said what I said. I'm so, used to our little private conversations. But anyway, go ahead.
Hi, baby. I'm gonna keep it up for like 2 more minutes. The kids just got in, so I'm
Oh,
check on them right fast.
okay. Well, anyway, y'all, we'll wait till Anthony come back because I really don't have anything to say about it. I am not a person that gloat over someone going through something because I don't feel like, I don't like to see anybody go through anything. However, when you deserve it, and I'm not, when you come for people that's close to me, and even when you come for me, I don't hold grudges. I don't hold on to anything for 72 hours. And after those 72 hours are over, you're just dust. I just pay you dust. But when you come for me, calling me names and saying things that you really don't know anything about, because I went off earlier today when Anthony was telling me this, saying all this stuff, and I just could not wrap my brain around it. You be friends with who you want to be friends with, and you accept apologies and you accept forgiveness. And forgiveness, when ask someone to forgive you and say I'm sorry, it's really not for that person. It's for you to kind of clear your conscience. So sometimes I will accept it and sometimes I just don't accept it. And at this point, I really don't even care because I don't follow what's going on now. Every now and then I may drop in because someone has said, DM me or call me and say, girl, you got to check this out. Listen at this. And I listen for 3 to 5 minutes at the most. And it's a done deal for me because I ask God to deliver me
Absolutely.
from some of the feelings that I'm having about this whole thing now. Because I know I'm not gloating about it, and I know I'm not happy about it. But in my circle, I had already forewarned and foretold what's happening now that it
Hey,
was
hey,
going to happen.
take your Uncle Monica.
Anthony,
I'm sorry, Auntie. What I'm gonna say is this: peace is everything, and you, as being the elder with all the knowledge and wisdom, you push that into us. I know you feed it into me, so I know you feed it into Anthony, and we all care about each other. The diabolical stuff that's going on right now is just disgusting, and ain't nobody got time for it. It's so sad that they make excuses for one end, but not the other. The goalpost is always moving. Don't nobody want that. Why can't everybody just get alone, watch a show, and enjoy life in peace? It's like they don't want peace. They don't know peace. All they know is turmoil. And you know what I'm going through. I want peace. Why can't they?
well,
It's unacceptable.
I am not
It
feeling
makes
my
me cry
best.
sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
It's
I don't feel it.
unacceptable. Like,
You know what?
you
I'm gonna
know me.
tell
I'll
you.
call you. Like, hey, I'll hit you up. Like, how is Anthony? Because the things that they have done to him, it is not right on no level. Is it right? It's gonna make me cry right now. Should
Don't you
nobody
know?
have to go through that?
But I am so glad of his growth. He has grown so much. And he kind of embarrassed me today because of what he said. And what he said was, Auntie, it was just telling me that he was over it and I was just in my feelings because I wasn't feeling good. And when I'm not feeling good, I don't want nobody to feel good. And that was pretty much the our conversation. And he said, "Well, he validated my feelings. He said, I understand, but I just can't feel that way anymore." And I got it, and I get it, and I love that growth because if you don't grow, that means you're standing still. That means you're stuck. That means you're not going anywhere. And if you're not going anywhere, you're doing the same thing. It's just a rotation. You're doing the same thing. You're going round and round in circles. So I appreciate the fact that he has grown. He is growing. And it just pissed me off, you know, about how he was attacked. And then when I see the thumbnail, it's just like how soon we forget the things that we said, how soon we forget the things that
Exactly.
we've done, how soon we forget that when
They
it.
done a lot. They've attacked him on every front, and we know that. But they act like they haven't. They act like he's not a person with feelings, with emotions. He's just like them. And because he's speaking his truth, the truth, you attack. I got to get down. It because it's already not going well for me because they're already attacking me because of the things I'm saying, but I'm not backing down. You know that. I will not back down for Anthony. I will always go up for him. No matter sick, health, no matter what, I'm gonna go up for Anthony. But it's disgusting what they're doing. And now they want to go in his DMs and apologize. No, come publicly and apologize to him. How you guys try to humiliate him publicly and lie on him publicly.
You back yet, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Man, Auntie Michelle just came up. Hey, Auntie.
Hey,
Hey,
sis.
hey, Maritha. How you?
Girl, I'm not my best today, but God is still
Yeah,
good.
always, always. Well, one thing I
Hey,
can
Auntie
say
Michelle.
how you doing, love? It's good to hear your voice. Ain't nobody seen you in a little bit, girly.
Yeah, one day at a time, one day at a time.
That's right. I'm glad to hear that you're coming along and you hanging in there, okay? And stay encouraged
Okay,
and courageous, okay, as you are.
I
Be
will.
that, okay?
I
All
will.
right.
We're
You got
strong.
to you got a
This camp
village.
over here,
You got a
this
village
village
in
right here
us.
is strong. Yeah, we strong
Yeah,
around here.
yeah.
We ain't weak. We don't give up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as we're having this conversation, Anthony and I, we talked earlier as well, Maritha, and you just expressed the same thing with me, and we do see the growth in Anthony. That's why I said the other night when I came up, when we were on his panel the other night, that we definitely see his growth, and that he's moving forward. Yep, he's moving forward. And I'm happy to see that for Anthony as he continue on his journey, this life journey, you know? And and when it comes to forgiveness, I know the word of God tells us, that we are to forgive, but we don't forget. We don't forget. You don't forget the experience, but you gotta at some point you gotta move forward. And I believe in forgiveness don't happen at that moment because that person apologized. It's a process to know that someone has caused a deliberate offense. And I know for me, I have to process to get to that point and say, now I'm at a point where I feel I can forgive this person for what they've done to me. You know, forgiveness don't come that easy. I'll be lying if I said that it does, because it don't.
And Michelle, you are so right because everything in life is a process. You
Hmm.
have to process how you feel about something. You have to process if I'm even willing to accept the apology. Am I willing to accept you saying that I'm sorry? And
Hmm.
my thing is, I have to forgive people. I have
Right.
to. But in forgiving someone, I'm not going to deny what I'm feeling. And I'm going to be, when a person asks me to forgive them, or even when I go to a person and ask for forgiveness, God has put that in my spirit. God has convicted me to, I'm not ashamed of anything that I ever done. And when
Right.
God humbles me, and when God say move, and I move just like that, because I don't like the
Mhm.
conviction. I don't like the whoopings from God.
That's right.
So
That's
I'm
right.
I'm I'm big enough to say, I'm sorry. However, I do not deny my feelings. I'm
And you
never going
should
to
never.
deny what I feel. And right now, I can't accept some of the things now when you ask a question. How did I don't even know what it was. How were you accused? How were you attacked? How soon you forget? How soon you forget? See, you run your mouth so much you forget the things that you say. That's how sometimes people do. They talk so much they forget exactly what it is that they say. And I'm proud of Anthony that he can look past it. I'm proud of the growth because I understand his mouth can be a lethal weapon sometimes, and we can talk to him and say, "Don't do that, don't say that." But at the
Yeah,
end of the day, he's gonna come and say what he want to say. And I can even see the growth in that
absolutely.
when
Absolutely.
I've seen the growth in that. But right now, I'm just not ready. And she didn't, whatever, the things that have been said about us, me, you, and Mildred as a cohesive group. It didn't really bother us because at the end of the day, and after a lie, we get on the phone and we laugh about it.
Right.
And, we laugh and we talk about it. So
That you
no one's
we was giving our money to Anthony.
we getting our money to Anthony, old hags, and all kind of names like that. And then I had to run to the bathroom one time, I had to really look in the mirror and say, "Well, damn, I'm an old hag, man." I had to take a close look, and I was saying, "Am I what they say that I am?" And then I had to remember who I am and whose
Right.
I am. And then and Anthony always reminded me what Funky Dineva said. You don't let nobody spray you with your own stuff. So I told the world that I was addicted to crack cocaine. I told the world that I was an addict.
Yeah.
Look how many people
I,
Yeah.
have you helped, though.
huh?
I saying, and think about so many people you helped along the way.
I told the
Absolutely.
world that, and I'm not ashamed of anything I did for such a time as it was. You know, Having people call me and say, my mom is going through this. How do I respond to my mom? How do I respond to my brother, my uncle? How do I cope with this? So it didn't bother me, but it was the
Oh, yes.
audacity for me. It was just the
Right.
I'll
audacity
be right
for
back.
me.
Go
And
open up
now
the
to
door.
see that,
And
this
here's
is
the thing too, Maritha, as being older women of experience, and again, we have a responsibility to our younger adults. When we're in such conversations, we come from a place of experience. When
it,
we were humiliated or things that we've done in our past, but we're not that person anymore. You know what I'm saying? So we can with speak about who we are, what we've done boldly. You
and
know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of things that we've shared with Anthony of our past. Anthony be like, I can't believe my aunties did that. Yeah, we did it. But we come
yeah.
from a place of experience, and we have a responsibility when we are embracing young adults as Anthony and our little niecey here on the panel and other young adults that we have such conversations with. You know what I'm saying? And being encouraging in that way.
And
We have a
God,
responsibility, but
And
again, speaking from what God tells us, even in such a time when we find, you know, that what God says, vengeance are mine, saith the Lord. And we don't have a right to sit back and gloat. When we do
Mm-mm,
see a
mm-mm.
person, and that's scripture, when we see another person that has offended us and they're going through the very same thing, we're not to gloat about it, but they just have to go face the
Mm.
consequences.
And
Yeah, they have to
aunties,
face the consequences.
y'all know exactly what I've been going through this for this past
Amen.
2 years.
Absolutely.
Y'all know everything, and I'm not telling the story because that's not meant for social media or whatever.
That's right.
But if they only knew a glimpse of what's been happening this past, what was a month? Has it been a
Not
month?
even a
Well,
month,
is it?
Anthony.
No,
And
no,
no, it's
no.
the year. It's been a year.
No,
You've
no,
been
no.
going through
I'm
it
not.
for a
No,
very long time.
I'm not talking about that, culture. Um,
Go,
and
y'all
so in.
quit saying my real name
I'm
before they dox
sorry.
me.
Sorry. In so many words. In so many words, and I'm just gonna leave it just like that. My mother went
Hmm.
missing.
Hmm.
So, do you really think I got time to come on social media, fight and beat, and an actual human being has gone missing?
Oh my,
See,
no.
people don't
And the thing is,
understand.
that's not a joke. I'm dead
Mm-mm.
ass serious. She went missing to the point the police found her.
Hmm. Sure did.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot.
Amen.
People don't understand there's reality and there's real. Reality is not always real. It's not always real. And outside of social media, people do have a life going on. And you know what? I don't judge nobody because I can't stand in judgment. I can't judge an alcoholic. I can't judge a person who's addicted. I can't judge a person who's going through anything because see, I've been addicted. And I thank God for grace and mercy. He just saw fit to be merciful to me. So therefore, the Bible tells you if you judge somebody, he's going to
You
judge
will
you
be judged,
harsher.
you.
He's
That's
going to
right.
judge
You're gonna
you
end
and
up
he's
going
going to
through it.
judge you harsher than you're judging that person. So I don't stand in judgment of anyone. I just don't do that. However, when you gang up, that's not a good feeling to be ganged up on and people coming at you in all directions. And I don't care how strong you are, that bothers with your psyche sometimes. And that puts you in a place to where you start doubting yourself. That puts you in a place where you start doubting yourself. But however, I like to say, but God, because when you going through something, sometimes it's not for you. You're just the vessel that God used at that point. Because see, God see tomorrow where we don't even see the next 15 minutes. God see 100 years from now, and we don't even know what's going to happen to us tomorrow. But God know what's going to happen. So what happened to Anthony? Anthony needed it for that to happen to him so he could be where he is today. He needed to go through the humiliation because that made him stronger. What don't you never heard people say what don't alive you make you stronger? It will make you
Right.
stronger. Walking through the fiery furnace. But they didn't come out hot. They didn't have smoke. They wasn't burnt. Their hair looked good. They still looked like they did when they walked in. So when God has a mission for you, you have to go through something to get something. And when you come out on the other side, you learn how to forgive people. You learn how to be humble.
Oh yeah.
You learn how to say, well,
Absolutely.
there's a lesson it's a lesson in the fire. It's a lesson in the going through. It's just getting through. It's just the
In order to
going through.
in order to get that blessing, you got to get the lesson.
And, and and if you don't get that lesson, you will repeat it over and I'm a witness over and over again. Because if nothing changed, nothing changes.
Right.
We talk about it
Nothing
all the time,
changes.
Auntie. We talk about it
And
all the
so,
time.
you have to allow people to say what they want to say. You have to allow them to be who they are. Because at the end of the day, I thank God for giving me a discerning mind. Because when all of that was going on with Anthony, I said, be steadfast, stand. I said, let it hurt and get over with. Let it hurt and get over it. Just get over it. Because Everybody who do wrong to people, just trust and believe your day is coming. Your time is coming. It might not be this year. It might not be this month. Just know it's coming. Just know, and it comes unexpectedly. So I hope everything work out for everybody the way that it's supposed to work out. And people eyes are being opened with a lot of things that's been going on. People eyes are being open. People hearts are they're checking their heart posture now. People are pausing and say, you know what, I was wrong with the way I was thinking. And you just because you like one person, that don't mean you have to dislike another person because that person disliked someone. Just because someone you think if you cannot have your
Exactly.
own opinion, I never played follow the leader. I always stepped out of line. I always stepped out of line. I always, because I'm not going to follow somebody that's just like the Pied Piper. You going to blow your little flute and I'm going to walk over a cliff. The devil is a lie. That's right. Follow your own mind. Follow your own head.
Absolutely.
Don't go alone to get along because sometimes you're going to end up alone. That's all I got to say. My stomach hurt me.
I have a question.
Or
Yes,
you,
sir.
I have a
All right, y'all.
question for Anthony.
Go ahead.
Um, I look at I'm the eldest cousin. I'm the only child in my family. So I know what it's like to protect everybody up under me. And I'm trying to hold back my tears right now because of what you've been going through. But I would just like to know, is there anything that all of us can do to help your family with this? Because I know that it's traumatic. I know she's going to need therapy. I don't know if she has Medi-Cal. I just want to know how we can help or how I can help.
At this
Because as
point,
you being the eldest one, it's holding heavy on your heart amongst everything else. So if there's anything that we can do, please just let us know. Let me know. Because I truly do care about you, like as a spirit, as a soul. I do.
I appreciate that. At this point, I'm trying to figure it out myself. I can't even lie. That's why I talk to the aunties all the time. I mean,
So
mm-hmm.
just let us know.
yeah.
Just drop it down and just people out here got fake GoFundMe's. This is what a real GoFundMe is for. So if it's something that we can do to help, you got the village. You've always had the village.
I appreciate
I
that.
just want to
Well,
let you
he's
know
he's
that.
he's got some tough decisions to make in regards to this situation, and I believe from the information and advice that myself and Maritha has been given to Anthony, I believe he's going to make the decision that would be best fitting for his mom, and I
Right.
know it's going to work itself out. And
It's hard
and
though. It's
to
hard being
be
the oldest.
right, being the oldest and being able to make such decisions for his mother, so we greatly appreciate you, Nisi, and I'm quite sure he'll reach out to you as well.
But you,
Absolutely.
but you know
Anything,
what? But I'm gonna
even if
tell
it's
you.
prayer, because everybody can't pray over you. Don't let anybody just pray over you. We ain't
You
gonna do
know,
that.
I'm gonna keep it in the realm where I like to keep it in the spiritual.
Okay,
And
Auntie.
I told, and Anthony already know how I feel, and we had the conversation about it. Um,
Hmm.
God don't give a tough assignment to a weak soldier.
Right.
God give His toughest assignment to His strongest soldiers.
And you
And
know
you
how I
don't
am about Anthony.
and
Auntie,
I
you know how I
understand,
am about him.
and I understand that. But what I'm saying is that
We got to be there for
sometimes
him. He supports
Anthony.
everybody. He's doing a lot. He's succeeded. So when he needs that support, we need to give him that support. And I will give him that support because he does it for everyone else. He's doing great things in life. And being the eldest is hard.
Let me
We
tell
feel
you
like we got
something.
to take over everybody.
But
We
I'm
feel like we
what
got to take it on.
What
And
I'm
it weighs
saying,
heavy on us. I just want to give him a little slack. Like he like, okay, I could breathe a little bit.
what I'm saying, the
Just
position
call
that
me later.
Anthony,
I'll stop. I got you. I got
no,
you.
the
I got you.
position that Anthony's in right
I
now
got
with
you.
the job, with the job that Anthony is in. When we had this conversation, when he just let us know what was going on, and he didn't really
Hmm.
understand with the
Right.
position. I told him like I reference everything to the Bible. I really do, and with that Bible story about the king and Malachi and his niece, and she was a Jew, and the king didn't like Jews, and it was a decree about the Jews, and for such a time as this, you might not understand why you are in the position that you're in, but for such a time as this. So Anthony know the necessary tools, the necessary people to reach out to get what's done. And that's what needs to be done is it's been done and it's getting done. And I know he do appreciate everybody. But see, because the prayers of the righteous avail as much. And if you're not one of those righteous people, your prayer is not gonna penetrate nothing. It's not going to get past the ceiling because
Amen.
God know what's real and what's not real. And I'm gonna tell
From
you
your
after
mouth
that,
to
I
God's ears.
commend you for even saying, for even letting people know what's been going on in the last month. Because I know Michelle and I both know how heavy this has been on you, and know the decision that you had to make, and knowing putting yourself aside, putting how you feel aside to go forth and do, not just because that's my mom, but because that's a human being who happened to be my mom.
And that's why when he shared that, I told him, I said, you being the eldest sibling, and it's time for you gotta step in now. Step in. Let's get the police, the law enforcement involved, and take it step by step and have the conversations with his other siblings,
Yeah.
and so therefore everything is not just on him to be the lead on making decisions for this whole situation, and sit down and have the conversations with his other siblings.
Exactly.
Don't push them out the way. Let them take a part because that's their mother too, and I'm just glad the way
Exactly.
he's handling things now, you know, and he's going to make some wise
I got
decisions
tears flowing down my eyes right now.
with with the agreements of his other younger siblings that look up to Anthony. They look up to Anthony, definitely do. So I'm really proud of Anthony. Yeah, really
And
proud of him. So
Absolutely.
even
From
going
your
through
from
this, Michelle, and
yeah,
Anthony don't even know the lessons that he's being taught right now to humble
say it.
yourself. Because sometimes you have to humble yourself to go to your other siblings when you know how they feel about you. You
Not
have to
even
put
that.
what you have to put that aside and say, this ain't about me right now. This ain't about how you feel about me. It ain't how I feel about you. And when he made that decision to humble himself, that was growth.
it
He's
is growth
humble and
That,
because
whole.
from my standpoint coming into knowing Anthony, I know he was always very guarded because of, the
yeah.
He's always being
being
judged.
disappointed, or, the things that's come to him, of things that he shared with us, and when this situation came about, I said, you got to step in, guard your heart. It's okay to guard your heart because the word of God tells us you have to guard your heart. We should guard our heart and knowing how to move in certain situations, And when we had the conversation with him, he immediately moved, put his guard down a little bit, and the conversations that he had with his younger siblings, he was pleased with that because he saw a different side of his own siblings when he had that conversation. I was really happy to hear that from Anthony, that he felt a little more at ease, that he can trust them to be able to be a part of the decision and decisions made for their mother. So I was really happy to hear that for them, for all of them. You know.
But
And it's also
I always say, and I told Anthony, their assumption of you, what they're assuming, it don't always have to be what we assume. It don't
Mhm.
always have to be what we're thinking. I just don't want to be bothered with that. Sometimes we have to be bothered.
Mhm.
Sometimes we have to be bothered to get things done. And when you are bothered and you get things done, and after all the assuming and all the assumptions are over, and you just sit down and have a rational conversation with adults, as rational as you can be with adults, and people say, well, I just want my peace. I just want to keep my peace on the ship coming over, crossing crossing the river, and Jesus was on the back of the boat, sleep. Everybody else in turmoil. Jesus was just as peaceful as he could be, back there asleep. And the storm of life was raging for his disciples. They thought they was going to be unalived on the ship. Jesus back there just as comfortable sleeping. And they call him, Jesus, Jesus, you don't see what gonna happen to us? And Jesus said, ye a little faith. Oh, ye are little faith. And even in what I'm trying to say, in the midst of turmoil, you still can have peace when you are
Mhm.
grounded. When you are grounded and you know who you are and whose you are, no matter what's going on in your life. Because right now, Michelle, nobody don't know. I just found out this about my mom, and my mom don't really like to tell me things because she don't. By me being her only child, she don't feel like I can handle some things. She said I'm too emotional, and she don't feel like I would be able to carry out some of the things that she want to be carried out. And I just say, you know what, those are her feelings. And I get angry about that sometimes. And I'm saying I'm not a little girl, you know. You could tell me these things. And I just found out that my mom has blood cancer, something that black women rarely have. Something
and
But
that
you
they
know what?
rarely something that
Uh,
they rarely have. And she had to come over, go over to Tampa to the cancer specialist over at Moffitt in Tampa, one of the biggest
yeah.
cancer research. But not to worry, because and in my spirit, my son said, "Mom," he said, "my oldest son call me Peaches or call me Rita." So
Yeah.
he said, don't let the wheels start turning now, because I can hear the wheels in your head turning. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Even in the midst of that, I have peace. You know why? Because God is gonna do what God is gonna do, and his will is gonna be done either way. So what they're doing, they're researching, because that's something rare in black women. But you know what? My mom is still here. I still know how to call on the master. I know how to call on the savior. I know how to do all of that.
And
I
you
know
know
how to
what,
do all
Marita?
of that.
I get it. I remember, well, I lost my husband back in '97. And I was a caregiver to both my mom and my dad, who also passed on from cancer. Okay. But then I was diagnosed in '06 with breast cancer. And still, my daughters are still in the household. Some gone off to college and everything. Well, anyway, you know, having these conversations with my daughters, because when I was first diagnosed, my whole thought pattern was, I'm going to die. I'm going to pass away like my parents, because both my parents passed on in my arms. And I felt that, I had to be strong for my brothers and my children and I just had to be strong. So my godparents told me, nope, you don't have to worry about a thing. They stepped in and they was right there with me. Some of my best friends, they were right there with me, but it was like I pushed my children, and as close as I am to my daughters, they expressed to me, Mommy, when you went through this, you pushed us away because you didn't allow us to be involved in the beginning. You didn't allow us to be involved what was
No.
going on with you. You have taken care of all of us. You raised us. You took care of grandma, grandpa. You always give away a part of you to everybody. And you didn't allow us to be a part of because you felt you had to be so strong for us because they was there with me when my parents passed. So I'm trying to be this strong person, and I just didn't want my children to have to, in my mindset, leave this world the same way. That I had to be strong for them. But as I went on through this journey, and began to get the therapy, mental and spiritual therapy that I needed, along with, getting healthy in my physical being. I've learned to let down my guard because I don't have to be the strong, learning to put my pride aside because I don't have to be this red S on my front of my shirt that I'm this superwoman. I had to put my pride aside and allow my kids to be a part of my journey and what's going on with me. I had to apologize to my daughters because I hurt them. I hurt my daughters when no, y'all don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. No, sister such is going to do this for me. Mommy, we're here for you just like you've been here for us. You raised us. You took care of us. You did everything you're supposed to do as a mom, as a parent. And you loved on us. And I'm not still, even though they're adults, all of them older than me now, but they think they my mama. But I pushed my kids away during that time of my life. And
You
I
know,
had to listen to them. I had to listen and have those conversations and hug my kids and tell them, Mommy is so sorry that I did that to you, that I pushed you away,
but I'm
that
gonna
I
tell you,
pushed them
Michelle.
away, but even now my kids, if they don't hear from me, even my grandkids, Grandma, I ain't heard from you in a couple
Oh,
of days because we
oh,
talk every day, just like we talk to Anthony every day, but
mm.
I understand, Maritha.
But
I understand you.
Michelle,
I
it
hear
was
you.
a time that I did
All
fall
right, y'all, I'm back.
apart. I did fall apart. Even when my mom went to the hospital the first time, I just
Mm-hmm.
fell apart when I was younger. You know, However, when my relationship with God got stronger and I realized who God really is and what God is all about. And I know my mama's faith is strong. My mama's faith is deep. And she understands, everything is in the will of the Lord. But you know what? The best thing about this, my daughter is a nurse. My daughter works in oncology. My daughter worked with patients that have cancer all day,
Like my
every day,
youngest daughter. Like my
except on
youngest daughter.
except Saturday and Sunday. And I know my daughter can get the best because she worked for the best doctors, and the best doctors know better doctors. So being at
Mm-hmm.
Moffitt, being sent to Moffitt, I don't feel no way tired because you know what? Um, my God is able. My God is good. And so I cannot be discouraged. And I will not be discouraged because my God will not let me down. And I can accept anything that God say, however God wills go, I will accept it because that's his will.
Mm-hmm.
That's his will.
But
So
and again, I'm glad that Anthony has opened his hands a little bit to give some responsibilities to his younger siblings to step in and help him with this process. And that's have been my words of encouragement to him. Open your hand a little bit because sometimes we want to just do it all, you know.
Mhm.
And I'm only when
and
I
I,
said that to you, Anthony, I was saying that to you from my own experience, from a place of experience, baby. And that's why I told you, open your hand a little bit. Give some responsibility here to a sister, to a brother, to your other siblings. Let them be a part of what's going on with your mother. Even though you're the eldest sibling, open your hand and let them be a part of it too. And with that being said, that even draw y'all together as your nucleus to become closer and being able to engage and even building new memories together as a family. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what Auntie's saying to you? I
Mm-hmm.
think, and I'm so proud that you took that advice and that you're doing what you need to do to help your mother get through this time in her life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud of you. Very proud of you.
That's it.
And
Very
Well,
proud
y'all,
of you.
and
yeah,
Anthony, I'm proud
uh,
of the fact that it's not even about being the bigger person and not with your mama. We're gonna let that rest because all what's going to happen is already being worked out. It's a process, and
Hmm.
you're going through the process. Your mom is going through the process. The family is going through the process. What I'm saying is, I'm just proud of the fact the way you're handling how you handle that. I'm proud of how you're handling what's going on now because I know
Right.
at one time or another you would have been saying some things when we get off this phone.
Yeah.
We will have to tell you about, that wasn't right. You shouldn't have said that. So
Yeah.
I am so glad that you are where you are in your walk, in your
Yep.
journey, because you cannot be bitter. You cannot hold grudges. You cannot be judgmental and expect to be elevated because you have that going on with your mom, but you have some good things going on as well.
mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just have to let things be. Yeah, sometimes you just have to let things just play out the way that they're going to play out. This is not your burden to bear. This is not your cross to carry. Everybody got to carry their own cross. And right now, sis just got to go. She just got to go through what she got to go through. And then at the end of the day, I wouldn't even stress it because, I said, it's a segment on somebody shows that I said what I say what you say and mean what you say, and let your words speak for you and just leave it there. But I'm just glad you're not in it. Don't let your name be dragged in it. And just like I always tell you, just cause you don't have to answer every call. You
That's
don't have
right.
to answer every call. Because this is not your battle. This
Mm-hmm.
is not the battle. Don't belong to you.
All right. All right,
So
y'all. I'm
I'm
gonna go
gonna
ahead
lay down. I don't feel good.
I'm gonna go ahead and end this
I
live.
hope you,
Thank
I hope
y'all
you
for
feel
coming
better,
on. I
Maritha.
really appreciate it. All right, y'all.
Absolutely.
I
We
love
love you,
you all.
Anthony.
Love y'all.
All right, Benici.
All right. All right. So that was a lot. But hey, I'm very honest and I'm transparent. So mm, just tired. Okay. I put myself out there and back again, back to the situation. I feel bad for Empress. I feel bad for Uppity. I feel bad for One Tay Talk. Brown skin girl, the people that was going into them. I mean, but hey, but I will say I do look forward to seeing the panel with One Tay Talk, Brown Skin Girl, Scotty by Nature, and Give You the Red Tea. That will be a good live. But mm, mm. Now I'm ready to go lay down, y'all. Either God is in control of it all in Jesus' mighty name. I agree. Yeah, it's just been a long time coming. I think somebody put that was like, what's the end result? Like, who has time to really get on this web and really fight, cuss somebody out, and do all this other stuff? Even in the midst of this lawsuit, I've said how many times, Auntie, like, do you really think I want to do this to a single mother who going through all of this, or whatever they're going through with their situation? But some stuff just had to be dealt with in a different thing, in a different way. But like I said, you never know what the next person is really going through or what they're dealing with. Just pray for the outcome, and God got it. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna get back to doing what I was doing, and I will see you all next time I go live.